Hi, I'm Jessie Ware and you can listen to my music on WiMP. The second album, I feel more kind of grounded, but I feel like I've learnt lots more and I've been exposed to more, good and bad. I love my job and I love that I get to do this, but it's definitely not, I think it feels more like a job, but like a job that I love, but I'm revisiting things. I'm going to the same countries. I'm doing interviews. I'm meeting interviewers that I've already met. Everything's not as new, which isn't a bad thing. It just I feel like I've kind of settled into this job now that I love. I've learned that everyone has their limit, and everyone's different with their limit. I've learned what works for me. I've learnt, or I've confirmed that I need to stay true to kind of being the artist that I wanted to be when I first started out. I think I've learnt what kind of artist I want to be even more so. I think I've learnt more about my ambitions. I've learnt to appreciate time with the family more, and friends. I've learned how to sleep on a tour bus, and I've learned how to kind of look after myself whilst being on tour. Being on tour is quite a strenuous, quite exhausting thing. So I've worked out how this works for me. Yeah. I think my limits are, I think it's very tempting to say yes to everything because you're scared that nothing's going to happen ever again, and I think you need to trust your instincts and your gut instincts, which I think are always right. And so if I feel like I can do a whole day of promo and still do a 1.5 hour show in the evening that day, okay, but realistically it's about it's a marathon, and it's about looking after yourself in the long run and not overdoing it, because then you're going to deny people seeing you perform, because you'll be too run down and tired. It's really exhausting, because I sound like I'm moaning. I'm not, and I love my job, but it's been interesting for me to work out how to balance what I can do, because I'd say yes to everything because I don't want to say no to things, but it's actually about limits of what you can actually do and sustain, and it's quite an exhausting job because it's quite emotional. It's quite physical, performing on although I don't really, I move about like that a bit, but I think I just I'm learning how to kind of understand and vocalise how far I can go and not feel guilty about whether that actually one day may be more than or less than the other day. That was really inarticulate, sorry. It was. Tour essentials consist of essential oils. My makeup artist and I put them on our pillows. We have tarot cards that we do every day. It's a new thing. Crystals, lovely shower gel and moisturiser and beautiful scented candles. Just basically things that makes it feel more like luxurious camping than sleeping in a tour bus with 15 lovely but yet smelly boys. Yeah, I have postcards on my rider, but I haven't had any postcards this time because I quite like to send them back to my husband. So yeah, postcards I like, but I don't know where they've gone. In fact, I need to speak to someone about that. I wasn't avoiding pop because I think pop is great. Pop is universal. Pop is what connects you around the world and connects people around the world with a song, which is an amazing thing. I think my fears towards going too far away from what I'd done in the first record was in a production taste, I mean, I'm very particular about my production tastes, and I'm never going to shy away from a well-written pop song, because I think pop can be brilliant, and when done well is the best thing ever. So I think it was more like stylistic tastes, and that's what, you know, me and Benzel disagreed with, but we found a middle ground and made things like Say You Love Me and Tough Love, and yes, the reaction for Say You Love Me has been overwhelming. It's, you know, I played basin. I played basin, when was that, like in October, November? And people had maybe just had the album. Yes, Say You Love Me had been a single, but that song just keeps on growing. The reaction to it in shows is just so brilliant. So yeah, I'll never reject a good pop song. Sound quality is so important, because when I make a record, I'm listening very luckily on very good speakers, so I can hear everything, and but I know I want people to try and have the same experiences when I'm experiencing the music for the first time. When I've made that song and I'm listening, I'm like, yeah, I can hear that. Oh yeah, great. Those harmonies that are on one side. It's so important. It's important for the listener, because it completes the experience of the song and completely enhances it. There's nothing better than listening to music on headphones and being lost in that music and being able to hear all the intricacies of that music. So the sound quality is so important, and that's how I make the music, that I want to be heard like that. So anything that's of less quality, it takes away from what I tried to give out to my audience.